Okay, we're looking at an episode, a video from a channel called The Line, featuring on the left Matt Dillahunty, who's the man that this video is about. He's an ex-Southern Baptist Christian, but he spent the last 20 odd years debating with religious people in online call shows, and he also has an international reputation as a debater of some renown, featuring with Richard Dawkins, Sam Harris, Dinesh D'Souza and others on a world stage. So there's serious intellect and a serious debater, and I recommend his stuff, his international stuff to you. But his performance on the call-in shows has become increasingly odious over the years, and I had to scratch an itch and make this video about him. I'll talk a bit more as we go in.
Clyde's calling from Alabama. Clyde's pronouns are him and says, I have an issue with a few positions of the host, for example, trans rights. Wow.
So some relevant background. Matt Dillahunty is very woke. His partner is a transsexual, and the person on the right, Luxander, is also a transsexual, which is only relevant because it's context relevant for this call.
Hey, Clyde, how are you?
Yes, sir. I'm doing good this evening, and Matt, I'm a long-time watcher of your videos, and
it amazes me how the callers always start off thinking they're going to have a warm and loving relationship with Matt, even though they've watched him explode virtually all the time at virtually every caller ever.
I approve of a lot of things you say because I am an atheist, but I am also a conservative. And the issue I have is that,
you see, Matt can't shut the fuck up, which is unfortunate because he's running a call-in show and, you know, people call in to talk.
that you keep going on about trans rights. The problem I have is what if trans rights step on the rights of others? What's your opinion on that?
What trans right steps on your rights, Clyde?
So you can see his anger already, and you can probably understand why from the context I gave you earlier. But this is a call-in show designed to explore the thoughts of other people and provide entertainment, I suppose. But Matt sees it as a fight.
Well, me personally, I do not see a man dressed as a woman is a woman.
Clyde,
They're a man.
Clyde,
They got feet,
Clyde,
they got a set
Clyde,
of balls.
Clyde.
That's one of his fixed habits. He's got so many tropes, tricks in his collection, and it's tiresome. So saying the caller's name again and again and again until he manages to stop them talking is one of the more recent ones.
Clyde, Clyde,
no.
Clyde,
Why do you want to interrupt
Clyde,
me
Clyde,
when I'm trying to state my case?
I'm going to fucking interrupt you when...
And we're off. He's a casual swearer and defiantly so. So am I, actually, but not on a call-in show with speaking to guests who I don't know. It's offensive. He insists it's not, but it is.
Whenever I want, because I asked you a question and you refused to answer it and decided to go down your pre-made script about testicles, which clearly you are lacking the testicles to engage in a conversation.
So he's dropped the tone. He's made an insult to the man. You're lacking the testicles, and that's also, by the way, a gender slur, implying that only people with testicles have, you know, the necessary wherewithal to do a good job in this area.
Honestly, I'm going to ask you again. What trans right in any way steps on your rights?
Now, I think you do have to be careful in a call-in show because the people that call in are from all over humanity, and they have incredible meandering minds, or else they're devious. So keeping them on track is important. Matt takes it to a whole new extreme, and it's driven by his ego.
Well, when somebody that's trans expects me to call them her when
I'm going to mute you again.
See, he was going to explain. The caller, Clyde, was going to explain, but he didn't get the chance. That's not fair.
And Clyde, I don't know why this is so difficult for you.
That's another of his new habits. I don't know why this is so difficult for you. I think if we do any more of these, we'll have a bingo card and see how well he does, and he'll do very well on every single call because he's so predictable.
You're asking me what my view is when one person's right steps on another person's right. Let me make this easy. Lux, is there anything about trans rights that in any way requires Clyde to refer to anyone by any pronouns ever, preferred or not?
Lux is the co-host. He always features, almost always with a co-host, but they are really a puppet for Matt's ego, and he'll bring them in from time to time, as in now, either to try and signal that he's collaborating with his co-host, or to use them as a puppet, as he's doing it here. Lux is now required to provide the stock answer, and then will be dismissed, and Matt will sit back in the centre of the stage and carry on.
No,
Nope.
I don't think so.
Cool. So Clyde, what trans right
What
infringes? I'm going to ask you the question again if you just fucking listen. What trans right in any way infringes on?
I'm not trying to interrupt you. It's just
Okay, I'm going to mute you since.
So the caller doesn't understand or accept Matt's style of debate, you can call it. Matt demands complete and total obedience from his callers, and nothing else will do. It's not generally how human beings function, and it shouldn't be how chat show hosts should require their volunteer callers, their meat and potatoes, to behave. It's insulting.
You're incapable of shutting your fucking pie hole.
Shut your fucking pie hole is another of his phrases. That'll go on the bingo card.
Long enough to listen to the fucking question. The question is, what specific trans right violates your rights in what specific way? You dodged it, and then you went to pronouns. But there are no trans rights that require you to use anyone's preferred pronouns at all, ever. So once again, I'm going to ask the question, then I'm going to unmute you, and then you can answer. I would like to know what trans right you are opposed to because it specifically violates your rights.
well, how about we go
You
with
know
my
it.
right of my daughter having to deal with a
So Clyde, the caller, has slightly bent the question. Matt's cast iron interrogation technique requires Clyde to tell us what rights of his are violated, and Clyde is about to answer what rights of his daughter are violated. I think that's valid. Matt doesn't, of course.
Okay. I specifically asked you what trans right specifically violates your right. I swear, Clyde, I'm giving you every opportunity because you should be calling the Transatlantic Call-In Show. But now you're referencing your daughter. I didn't ask about your daughter. I asked you what trans right specifically violates your right. This is your absolute last chance to answer this question with me.
By the way, it's not. It's nowhere near his last chance, but it's another of Matt's tiresome techniques.
So try and make it good. What trans right violates your right?
It's just posturing in the most ugly, odious manner I can imagine.
I would listen to you if there wasn't a bunch of beeping in the back.
Okay, I'm going to mute you again because you're a whiny little bitch.
Whiny little bitch is yet another of his tired, trot-out phrases.
And you need to understand this very clearly.
And by the way, in other videos, he will reference how he's absolutely respectful to the callers, just not to their religions. Absolutely not borne out by this. He is offensive.
I specifically asked the question while you were muted entirely, and I unmuted you while nobody was speaking so that the beep cannot in any way impact your ability to understand. If you still fail to address the question, I'm going to assume that you are either too stupid to have this conversation, too dishonest to have this conversation, or a troll. So we're going to try again. When I take you off mute, Don't whine about being put on mute. Don't whine about the beep. Just try your best to actually discuss the topic that you supposedly wanted to address.
He's constructed this straitjacket step by step over many calls, and he just loves it. He's in charge. He's probably come in his pants under the desk.
Because you are squandering your opportunity to both be educated and improved because of your ignorance.
Just a tad arrogant there, Matthew, wouldn't you say?
So, what trans right specifically violates a specific right of yours? I'm now unmuting you.
None.
Thank you.
But
So,
that is me.
no, there's no but. I'm going to mute you again.
Where is it written that there's no but? He wanted to clarify. But no, that would be a conversation, and that's not acceptable.
I really want this conversation to go well. So here's what's going to happen.
He doesn't. He's been told off a number of times, I have the impression, from his boss, just to behave himself, to be less obnoxious, because he alludes to how he tries to virtue signal his good behaviour, but it's just puppetry. It's not good behaviour.
You have just acknowledged that there are no trans rights that specifically violate your rights. The question you had asked me was, how do I deal with rights in conflict when trans rights come up against your rights? You now just acknowledged that that scenario isn't real, and so nothing about my answer is relevant, but I'm going to answer it anyway. When the rights of two different individuals come in conflict, this is why we have courts. It is the only genuine purpose of courts on civil issues, because my right to swing my arms around ends at your body or very near your body. My right to do other things ends when I'm impacting other people's lives. And so if we're going to grant rights to people, we have to do it with the recognition that when those rights come in conflict, we have to follow the evidence and the science with the foundation of individual sovereignty and freedom to determine what the resolution should be on a case-by-case basis. But because you've already acknowledged there are no trans rights that specifically infringe on your rights, and because I've already answered that, I'm going to take you off mute. I want to get Lux in here.
No, he doesn't. No, he fucking doesn't. He'll try it 4 or 5 times is my guess, because that's what he usually does. We'll see.
Because I'm not nearly as relevant to this. And I'd like for you to explain to Lux why you're opposed to trans rights that don't infringe on your rights.
6:39. That's when he handed over to Lux. Let's see how long he leaves it handed over to Lux. I predict well under 1 minute. We'll see.
Goodness gracious, there's a bunch of beeps. Well, this is the issue I have is...
Okay, I'm going to mute.
There you go. 6:47. So less than 10 seconds, in fact.
Again, Clyde, I already explained this to you. I don't need you to comment on the bunch of beeps. I don't need you to comment on anything other than the subject at hand.
Would it be okay if he breathed now and again? And what about coughs? What do you think? Could he scratch his nose?
Every single time you do this, you are distracting us from having a good conversation.
No. No, no, no. And Matt, if you think this is entertaining, well, you're right, but not in the way you think it is. It's entertaining to watch a monster like you at work. Except it's also really annoying, which is why I'm making this video.
Because you have to be treated like a little child.
Matt is the epitome of a little child.
Who is incapable of having this discussion. Once again, I'm going to take you off mute. I would like for you to explain to Lux why you're opposed to trans rights that do not infringe on your own.
7:22. Let's see how long he manages.
Well, I guess I'm not. But the issue I have as a veteran is that it's infringing on other people's rights, like my daughter.
No, No,
You should be able
Clyde.
to go to the bathroom without a male in.
Okay.
So what are we now? 7:45. So again, well under a minute. Lux hasn't got to say a word. I would imagine that Lux is getting a bit fed up, but she's currently performing.
Clyde, I'm also a veteran. Your veteran
We should do that on
position
Tacus
is
more.
irrelevant. What's that?
Oh, we should do that on Tacus more often. Just like, it was just like the perfect cut on that was hilarious. I loved that.
I'm also a veteran. But you're saying that trans rights impose on your daughter's right to go to the bathroom without a male there. So let me ask you this, and then I will shut up because Lux doesn't need my help. I'm just obnoxious and really curious.
So that's his third promise to shut up, and this one was made at 8:19.
No, actually,
Where-
you're great
See, you can't shut up. He's got to restate the question because it's more grandstanding.
debater.
Yes, thank you. From where does your daughter get the right to determine who is or isn't allowed in a public bathroom that they happen to share?
Well, because a male with a penis shouldn't be in the same bathroom as a male with a vagina.
I'm sorry, Clyde. I'm sorry, Clyde. I'm going to back out of this now and
This is the fourth promise.
let Lux school you because you're genuinely too ridiculous for me to spend time on.
See, that's a double whammy. Firstly, he's not going to step out. He's going to step straight back in a minute. I should be very surprised if Lux got an entire sentence out. Secondly, he's going to get Lux involved because it's beneath Matt. Jesus Christ, what a fucking monster.
I ask you, from where does your daughter get the right to determine who is allowed to share a bathroom with them? And your answer
Well, he's pontificating, and this time I'm in charge.
is right, because I'll tell you this, and then I'm going to stop.
No, you ain't.
There is nothing at all about eliminating trans rights that makes your sister
Ay. That man loves himself on a regular basis.
with the intent of doing harm, which is not what fucking trans people are doing. So I'm gonna take a breath.
Bless him. He needs a snack. He needs a snack.
Dude.
Clyde, you're back on with
All right,
Lux,
who's
and
next?
I'm playing chess.
Yeah, he's got to announce that he's playing chess. That's another one of his tired tricks. Why don't you just shut the fuck up? Why do you have to announce that you're playing chess? Why don't you fold your arms in front of you so everyone can see that you're not interested anymore and you're resolutely not playing, you fucking infant?
Okay. So explain to me
Hi, Clyde.
how a
Oh, by the way, 10:20. We'll see how long this one lasts. This is what his fifth or sixth promise broken.
male with a penis has the objective right to go into a bathroom with a prepubescent female. It's not
A what
right.
female?
Oh, look at that. 10:34.
Period.
A what
Whether
female?
you're Republican,
Prepubescent,
left,
I think, is
or
what he
what,
said.
you do not put males in a female bathroom. Period.
What did we do? So this country was founded in 1776. There wasn't a single law stating, so there's never been a law. Like there's generally, we have this like social thing where if the sign says women, women go in
Which
there,
has
and if men
nothing
go
to
in.
do with law.
No,
This has-
shut up for a
this
second. Can you
has
shut up for a
nothing to do
second?
with
I have
moral
not had
rights.
an opportunity to say
Moral
anything,
rights.
I don't
Clyde.
give a shit about your opinion about what.
So Lux is expressing annoyance that she's not been involved in this call. I don't know if that's a side swipe at Matt, but he won't notice anyway. And he's back in again. That interjection was 28 seconds, or that abstinence was 28 seconds old. I think that's a record for him on this call.
Male
right.
in the
You are-
bathroom with a female.
Okay, you're getting muted again because
Yeah,
I wanted
you're
to say
saying
something.
you're opposed to trans rights. I don't give a shit if you think it's moral or not.
I'm trying to ask a question and come to a sense of clarity and understanding. I know that it's difficult to have a conversation with me after having a conversation with Matt, but trust me, I'm trying to like have a back and forth, and I really struggle with being interrupted. So I'm going to bring you back in. I'm going to give plenty of time for the beep so that you're back in.
There we go.
Okay? Hands are off. Okay.
I wonder if that's another swipe at Matt that Lux is making there. She's basically saying, new set of rules, new co-host in charge here. She won't be in charge for much longer. Matt will snatch it back, of course.
We're back. Okay. Thank you, Clyde. So, there are so many different directions we could go with this, right? There's a million different directions we can go with this. We were talking about your daughter in the bathrooms. So when I was asking, I was leading up to a question. From 1776 until 2016, there has never been a law that says you're not allowed to go into such and such bathroom. So how did we exist as a society and function as a society prior to 2016? What would have happened to your daughter prior to 2016, before all of the saving the children laws started to pass? The lawless, Wild West country we used to live in. What are you afraid of?
Moral turpitude.
Okay, so you have a moral problem and not a problem with actual physical harm?
See, I like that. Lux is not an idiot. She's a smart person. She knows that Clyde has got some serious thinking issues, but she's exploring it with him in a civilized way. Yeah, she's going to trap him. She's going to expose his reasoning errors to him, which is absolutely what the program is for, in part, without that shut your fucking pie hole stuff.
Well, the physical harm is definitely part of it, but I just believe if you are born a male, you're a male. If you're born a female, you're a female. Now, like I said, I've had friends that are gay, friends that are trans. I have no issue with them.
There you go. Matt's in again.
Just like I said, I am a atheist. I don't believe in a God. I am a conservative.
But you do subscribe to a fundamentally Christian worldview on this subject. You subscribe to a colonialist Christian worldview on this topic, a brand new ideology that was invented like 120 years ago.
See, really, again, Lux is exploring the issue with him, broadening the context. This is what debate should be about. Exploration, not castration.
Realistically.
So your
ideology, right. 1,200 years,
ideology is not brand new?
So trans people have existed for all of recorded history. We have records going back like thousands of years of people existing as transgender individuals within society, modifying their bodies. The idea...
See, again, Lux is doing the right thing. Clyde is ignorant. So Lux is simply educating him in a non-obnoxious, non-abusive way.
Yeah, that being trans is like a bad thing, that's brand new. And the reason why you think that trans is brand new is because the Nazis burned all of the research about trans people during World War II.
I don't think trans is brand new. I don't think it's bad. My problem is a man with a penis shouldn't be in the bathroom with
Okay, that has nothing to do with trans people. If you are opposed to men in those spaces, that has nothing to do with trans people. Trans people are not like committing 80% of violent crime. Trans people are overwhelmingly more likely to be sexually assaulted than they are to sexually assault someone else. So what is the problem?
I'm going to unmute you again, Clyde.
Now, why did Matt jump in here? Lux was doing an excellent job, was in the middle of making a point, in fact was in the middle of a sentence. Matt jumps in again. He generally announces his interruptions. I'm going to interrupt here. Like that somehow undoes the fact that he's an ignorant pig interrupting in an abrupt and unrequired manner.
Clyde.
Oh, I thought that he was actually letting me speak.
I'm liking Lux more and more.
No. I'm sorry. I got tired of hearing.
I'm sorry, but I got tired. That's the important thing. I got tired. So now, Lux, shut the fuck up because me.
Man with a penis. When what it means is perhaps, possibly, woman with a penis. But here's the thing. Clyde, in the entire time I've gone into bathrooms, public bathrooms, the only time I've ever seen another...
See, there was no imperative for him to interrupt. He just came up with something he wanted to say. Lux, I'm looking at the body language, I'm thinking she's getting a bit fed up with Mr. Dillahunty at the moment.
Their penis is when we were at the baseball game and there were the big long trough things, and then you could maybe see around. But generally speaking, what is the... Here, Clyde, have you ever taken your daughter into the men's room with you?
No.
See, it wasn't an interruption, was it? It was a confiscation. It was a snatch, control and keep it. It was a shut the fuck up, Lux, because I want to speak.
In your entire life, you've never taken your daughter into a men's room to pee?
No, sir. I let my wife take her to the females' restroom.
Oh,
You never go anywhere with your
I'm
child?
glad you got a trad wife, but do you think it's wrong for a father to take his daughter into the men's room?
If she's under a certain age, yes.
I'm sorry, you just
What?
said that
What?
prepubescent
Whoa, whoa,
girls
whoa,
should
wait
not
a
be in
minute,
it.
wait a
Shut
minute.
your mouth
Most
while I'm
men
talking,
will
you
knock on the
fucking
door and
bigot.
make sure...
How dare the caller interrupt Matt when he's talking, although Matt reserves the right to interrupt callers and co-hosts at any time, for any reason.
There's not a
Shut your
female still
fucking
in there.
mouth! Shut your fucking mouth, you bigot, while I'm talking!
No, you shut your fucking mouth because you are trying to trivialize the issue.
I'm trying to what the issue?
Look at him. What an odious fuck. It's playground bullying. I despise him.
Trivialize.
Trivilate? What's trivilate?
Now he's making fun of Clyde because he's invented a word, which, by the way, is the fucking occupation of all Americans as far as I can see. Inventing words that don't exist.
That means muddying the waters like you always
Does it?
do when it comes to these particular ideals.
You see, that's nothing to do with the debate. It's just an aside, a delicious morsel for Matt to get his gums around.
Like I said,
Trivialize.
I have watched you for years, and I am a backer of your atheist positions. But like Arn Raw told me, is that I don't exist because I am a Republican.
I'm gonna mute you, Clyde, because trivilate isn't a word, you dumb fuck backwards ass bigot.
Wow. Wow. How is this man still there? Jimmy, what's his name? Jimmy Snow runs the line. He's the executive in charge of everything. Jimmy, get rid of this pig. Well, I've had enough, so that'll do for today. Perhaps forever, we'll see. At least I've got it off my chest. Let me know what you think. Don't hold back.